Okay, are we ready to get started?
I think so.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. If you're just joining us, please put your audio on mute if possible to make sure there's no background noise. I want to really welcome everybody today. We're really going to talk about how the 4 pillars of life can help guide you through really the current situation, personal and global transitions. As such, it's really great that Rajashree is here again. We had a discussion back on May 10th on Mother's Day, which was the first recording of this. This is the second recording. And we're going to really dive deeper into perhaps the emotional, spiritual, mental aspects of yoga versus the asana and the physical practice of yoga. I think everybody here is familiar with Rajashree. She started yoga at 4 years old. She won the National India Yoga Championship 5 times. The list of her yoga career is very long. I've actually got about 3 pages here. I won't go through it all, but we're blessed to have you here today, Rajashree. And I know a lot of your focus now is in that internal aspect. And Michele, too, director and owner of Bikram Yoga San Jose, BYSJ everywhere. We are really blessed to have, I'll call you the sponsor of this because we're really doing this through your studio. And so we're really honored, and I thank you for that. So Rajashree, are you ready to get started?
Yes, namaskar, everybody. Okay. I'm so delighted to be part of today's conversation, part 2. Yeah. Thank you so much, Michael and Michele, for providing this platform and continue help and support the human and community together.
Yeah. So again, I really look forward to this conversation and any questions. If you do have a question, perhaps type it in the chat so Michele can take a look at it too. We're going to get those answered at some point along the way. And then also finish up with a nice meditation that Rajashree will do at the end. So let's jump right in, Rajashree. Last time that we talked, we really talked about really the 4 pillars of life and brahmacharya and how yoga can affect our life. And this time, really want to talk with maybe more in layman's term, I don't know if that's the right word, but kind of the 4 pillars of success, the 4 Ps. Can we start there? Is that a good place to start?
I think that's a very good place to start, but if you allow me, I'm just going to come from maybe certain people are joining. They never heard our last conversation. I'm just going to go very quickly to connect now what we are going to discuss. So then it's kind of have a continuity. So the last time we spoke about, it was about spirituality versus reality. That's our first topic. And then we break down to 4 pillars of life. And today we're going to talk about 4 pillars of success. And we are going to bring everywhere yoga and meditation. Because situation this year, 2020, the current situation when we stepped into from March, maybe a little earlier from some other country, it was really scary. We didn't know what we were expecting. So the reality, that moment, shaken us all up completely. Completely that we were blurred, confused. We didn't know what is going to happen. We're sad and we're depressed. We also had developed a lot of fear and a lot of, troublesome because of finance. It affected all of our daily routine. But if you look at it, what is exactly happened? Actually, what happened that unprecedented situation made us, it's not only confused, depressed, but made us discomfort because we were certain kind of a behavior, certain kind of a pattern in our life. All of a sudden, that has a roller coaster ride. And some of us, we try to find a place there. Some of us we kind of fall apart. Some of us, we lost it, you know. But if you look back now, where we are in August, really nothing has changed that much. We changed. We ourselves, we changed. And that's all I wanted to always say about the practicing spirituality. I always try to bring it very simple version. Spirituality, spirituous is all connect with our breath, you know, breath, breathing, prana. That's our life force, how that affects to our life force. So yoga is come as an auto relaxation response because we didn't know how to relax. Now we start learning, you know, how to relax, how to accept these changes, and just make the change in your life, present moment, how you can be happy in this moment. Don't forget about future. Don't worry about past, or I mean, opposite. Don't worry about future and forget about past, just the present. So right now, it's all about finding that peace and happiness. And of course, outcome is success, and success comes having a happy life and a little bit getting too close to the finance that we can, you know, survive, because it's really a survival mode we are all living in. It's not about anything else. It's that this success right now is all about surviving. So 4 pillars of life. So keep making that reality versus spirituality. So if some people are thinking about, I live in a spiritual life, I live in a spiritual domain, what's the, you know, what's the definition of your spiritual life means? What do you, I mean, everybody's life has changed this time.
Okay, can I ask you about that, Rajashree? Because a thought came to me about that, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, is, you know, we get into fear.
Yes.
And then that attracts more fear. And I see that happening when I get that place internally. I see that happening in the world as well. Or I get into that place of peace, and that seems to attract more peace. And the thing about the spirituality is I feel more spiritual when I'm more peaceful. However, I also know that that fear is also reflecting my spirituality at the moment.
Yeah. So basically, we talked about that Michael passed about anything we do, like a yoga, is a connections, right? Is a connection with our body, mind, and spirit. But we really don't see the spirit. We just only can tell, okay, my energy, you know, how I feel it at the end, my energy. But if you honestly look at it, yoga and meditation or anything we do the form, it's more about body and brain. Body and brain, where intelligence, using intelligence, we're trying to giving a experience or expression of peace, happiness, how you're realizing it, you know. But is it everything is body and brain? Of course, brain also has, there is a lot of scientific, you know, breathing, you know, like the breathing helps. I said again, it's all about the response, relaxation response that helps in the brain neurotransmitter to be accepting things different way, because each inhale is our sympathetic, like we construct everything. I mean, everything we are experiencing, we are inhaling. And then when you are exhaling, it's all about parasympathetic, because it's a parasympathetic activity. We are deciding what to make ourselves attach and where we want to detach and where we want to let it go and what we want to keep it for us. See, the information march was coming. We're holding everything. Now, a lot of information is coming right now with our intellect. We are, or with our mind, we are, with our spiritual practice, we are filtering. We're really filtering. And we're deciding, and we are making that changes for ourselves. And we are feeling confident about it, our self-esteem, our self-will, and it's changing. It's constantly changing our life. So 4 pillars where we talked about different situations called belong and belongings, which we cannot change. Then we talked about the purpose. Then I'm just going touch base with, just the past, transcendence, and then storytelling. And I try to connect with the 4 stages in life. And that was Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Banaprastha, and Sannyasa. Where we ended was storytelling and Sannyasa, because Sannyas is after Banaprastha, where is non-attachment happens, and you carry your life with the storytelling, which is called principles of life, which you have learned from it, and you also start talking about experience from life, and you start sharing it. Definitely it comes later, and that's why just trying to give you idea, like when you are very young, people don't want to hear, even but they know that you don't have enough experience. And when you start getting older, anything you say, people start listening to you, because kids, we sometimes we don't take it seriously, but sometimes with their mouth, a lot of things they say is very real, very true, it's really that time we kind of stop them and say, don't say that, but they say it because they don't have a filter. But when we get older, we just started to make sure that we don't want to hurt anybody, so we stop talking about the truth at that time. Think about that. This is also happen, in life. Practically, that's practical. You can't deny that, no matter what. Now, that's stop us a lot of time. So when 4 stages, 4 pillars of life in the storytelling to the Sannyasa, when you can maintain, word of wisdom with nice, respectful way, and having that freedom of speech, and I'm sure we all know what that means, because we're not happy if we are not able to speak the truth. But we're happy when you speak the truth, but we're not hurting anyone. That's also a way we just want to know, that's where we always have a problem. We always face, how am I being non-spiritual, or am I being spiritual? We start looking back and we say, and we give a name called karma. Well, I did in my life in karma, and that's why I'm getting this punish. And some people don't even think. They just move forward. They don't even think about those. They don't do the plus minus with their life, what they have done it, what they didn't have done it. Like they don't have that equation. Some do. More conscious you are, more you living in this conscious moment and taking responsibility, accountability, and you really think about it. And I think you can tell me what I should judge, who think, who make a step with the conscious and cautious way is good, or who is not even caring going forward. Who judges? The judgment is, are you happy? That's the main thing. Mm-hmm. Around us, they are getting, who is your community, who is your family, who is your friends? Are they complaining? If they are complaining, definitely there needs to be a self-correction. Mm-hmm. So if we talk about today, I like to talk about more moving forward with that energy, and how to make it more principles of yoga and breathing right, and make life more useful, purposeful. The purpose of life should be achieved during the time, the lifespan we live in this earth. And doesn't matter whatever the situation is. So the biggest thing is our intention and integrity in life. Intention. The intention we put out. But when you're a child, we really don't know. I mean, all of our intentions throughout our life, different stages, it changes, We know in the pillars, we know where we are from, belongings and the purpose, but it changes. And I believe integrity in yogic principle, 8 limbs of yoga. What are those? 8 limbs of yoga is give us a structural framework in our life, structural framework. So if we can follow 8 limbs of yoga as a structural framework, life becomes much easier. And in Yoga Sutras, there is many sutras, over 100, close to 200, 193 or 196. And the sutras, everything they talk about, bring mind, relaxation of the mind. So we know that when we are relaxed, we can make a intelligent decision. We can make a happy decision. We can make a difference in our life. And when we are not, we know we do things different because we did it with irrationally, emotionally. Because breath affects emotion also. We know that. So yama niyama. Here I'm going to talk about what is yama niyama. We all know yama niyama, many stages, right? Many steps. Now, I don't want to go too much in details of Sanskrit, but I want to talk about certain steps we don't talk about. That is called astheo and aparigraho, which is called non-stealing and ability, and aparigraho is more about ability to accept needs of freedom, non-coveting, which is called. Now, what is non-stealing and non-coveting does to us? Because in the beginning, all other steps we know, ahimsa, non-violence, satya, truthful communication, then we do, then come brahmacharya, which is, people always think about celibacy, but it's more about, moderation of all our actions in our life. And then non-coveting and non-stealing, that has a lot to do with it. It's a non-stealing and non-coveting, it brings us the inner happiness. That is a yama, that's a framework, which is moral restraint, what we really need to practice and learn from the childhood. Every religious studies, they have different way. Because we are yoga teacher and the community, we are dealing mostly with yoga practitioners, and yoga is more popular than ever in the world right now, because you can practice yoga at home, yoga at park, and yoga is your own place. Yeah, yoga is your own place. You just need a corner, and yoga, you really need yourself. The main thing is, are you with yourself? And if you're not with yourself, yoga helps you to find yourself. Yoga helps you to relax yourself. Yoga helps you to make happy. Something you do, yoga and meditation, is just like anywhere you can practice. And that's why I'm bringing up constantly, in life, the part, what is yoga offers to us is the big domain in life. It's like huge. So,
Shri,
one thing, just I want to finish this, my thoughts, then otherwise I will, what is non-coveting and non-aparigraho and astheo and non-stealing? It's all about finding a joy and happiness, overcoming fear. Remember that. These are the 4 main things. Overcoming fear, time management. That's a huge thing, time management. Half of us right now is stuck in the house. We really change our whole lifestyle. We don't wake up. Even everyone in the Zoom, behind the camera, we forgot. We love this lifestyle. Believe me, right now, we all got used to it. But we also have crises in there because we are not able to maintain the way used to lifestyle. But now we all got used to it and we start loving it. Think about it. And then time management sometimes is very hard. I mean, whole day goes by. You are on the phone, you are on the internet, you are behind things, you are working, but you don't have that mobility, the way you used to move, the way you used to get ready. I mean, a lot of things has changed. You have to be self-disciplined to maintain for your better health. The last is wellness and self-care. So I wanted to say that whole moral restraint in those yama teaches us how to practice niyama. So niyama is your own personal, but the main thing is finding joy, overcoming fear, time management, wellness, and self-care. If you could put these 4 things on your, calendar and see every day, if you're going tick mark and see, did I do all these things? Did I do? So it all comes in, and it's a very simple calendar you can create for yourself during this time. And especially, who knows how long this is going to, stay. I mean, we are slowly different phase, every country, everywhere, but definitely it's limited all our mobility, movement, everything. We are detached from our family. I can't see my family in India for so many months. And, it's just what it is. And I'm getting so many phone calls that I'm not going to see them anymore when I go back. And that's sad. And I know so many family is missing their family members in this situation. But we just listening from our home, and we are just praying. Nothing we can do. Something that there is no power. And we can fight with our inner power to change that power, because we're going to make ourselves more sick. And you don't want to be. Yes, Michele. Now go ahead.
I feel like I have a few things. But first I want to go back. So the 4 pillars of life, just so I remember them too, Rajashree, for everybody else, it was belonging, right?
Yes, purpose.
Was purpose.
Belong, purpose, transcendence.
Transcendence, and then storytelling.
Storytelling.
Okay. And last time we had talked, we had also attributed those to phases of our own personal life.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And then what I'm hearing you say too about these other 4, I'm going to go back to my initial question, which was the non-stealing and non-coveting, which I think is so important. And I'm wondering, it's a question, that one, is that something that we are constantly trying to learn as we move through the 4 pillars?
Really, that is last 3 things: purpose, transcendence, and storytelling. Non-stealing and non-coveting is constantly coming.
Yeah.
If you think about a huge domain of non-stealing, you don't want to still live in the last phase of storytelling anyone's life story to make your life different, but that's not truthful to you. You didn't experience. If someone has experienced something in life, you can't put yourself in there just to make it attractive, saying that. It's just the experience, everyone. So how truthful you want to focus on yourself to be a better place. That's very important.
Yeah.
And then non-coveting, if you look at it, non-coveting is, it's like, it's amazing that how you experience that. Accept needs a freedom. We know we are all in that position right now. We are all in that kind of a position, and we can make ourselves many times in that position. But how you want to move with that, that's a very important thing.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we really, our mind does not say. A lot of time our brain says it, because, I didn't experience, I have that greediness to have it. And then, we give an example, like children. Wrong time you had it, you didn't know how to manage it. And they didn't know how to appreciate, because we all need to learn things, like how to appreciate. That's a very important thing. Many times it's been handed over to us and we don't know how to manage it. So when you achieve something by your hard work, you really know how to manage it, because whole Asteo is all about, Aparigraha is all about ability to accept only what is appropriate, non-greediness, free yourself from greed, hoarding, and collecting. Think about it. It's a simple way of my saying it, but many of us, we don't, like when we have our first, I still remember my childhood. I didn't have any dolls. I wanted to have a nice, beautiful dolls to play. And the school I went, my parents worked hard. My father worked hard to send me a good school. and they had a doll exhibition, and several kids were coming from the rich family, and they're bringing a beautiful doll to present, the doll who walks and who works the upper, the battery. And you know what I did? I still cried, but something I appreciate now. My father brought me a nice book and says, here is the doll from all the countries. You can make that and you can do show and tell. So I started painting. That's the way now I went back to my painting, coloring again. I started painting each country's doll. And when I posted in my big board and started showing this doll from Japan, this doll from Korea, this doll from India, this doll from Scotland, all these countries, beautiful outfits. Honestly, I felt over there that everyone bringing such a nice little things to create a beautiful doll exhibition, and I'm coming with a big board with a lot of pictures on it. But look at today, I appreciate right now I'm back again coloring and painting myself, and I cry, and it's so funny. I started collecting some of the Beanie Babies and dolls when my kids were growing up, and I tell them, and my daughter used to say, don't give me any good doll as a present. My mom will put it on the cabinet, because I really didn't want them to. They had so many. They will break the legs and the hair, and they will keep changing, dresses. And I didn't want to open from the box even. I wanted to put it, and I appreciate. This is where I see things in life. And that's why I've been really excited about talking about all these things from my past. And we brought up this spirituality, reality, and 4 pillars and happiness, because we can be happy with very little things, but sometimes we're not. We're fighting over so much.
Can Rajashree, can you jump more into what the 4 P's are?
Yes, my 4 P's. Let me finish 3 things here.
Okay.
In life, practically, because yama niyama is the 4 things there, which is we make our mental restraint, or and physical changes, and moral restraint and physical practice to a certain level that we know what is our intention, and we also start learning what is called integrity. It's more about the practice of yama niyama make us connecting those 2 words, which we'll talk about always. What is my intention, and what is my integrity towards my work or my life. The next one comes called authenticity. You become an authentic person when you practice yama niyama. Asana pranayama is your mind and body, body and brain work. So the moral restraint with the yama niyama, and body and brain work with asana and pranayama. Think about it. So you become an authentic person. So every time we figure out certain people that are authentic, when you connect with that authentic person. You know what they made themselves, what hard work they have gone through, what the life they have, doesn't matter where their belongings, what was their purpose, and how they changes their life, how they made the change in their life. So integrity, authenticity, it's come yama niyama, asana pranayama, then you practice the stage called pratyahara, which is non-attachment. So when you find certain people, you find them all the 5 things together, and those people are authentic people. You connect with them, or you can make yourself that change if you know the formula, if you know how to change, how to bring the change within yourself, because no one can do that. We got to practice ourselves. We got to practice means it's not physical only practice. Morally, we have to practice daily. We really have to incorporate in our lifestyle all this discipline. Then the possibilities will come. The possibilities are what? Transformation, where the mind is coming without the fear, head is held high. And that's where it makes everything different. The transformation. We just start wondering why I'm not transforming myself. Are you putting your effort until it's not happening, or you are putting effort and you keep going back and you keep saying that, okay, I tried, I failed. Okay, I try new way. I try new things. That's what sometimes we do, because when we have so much choices, but we have to stick with one and just we have to achieve it. So spiritual life comes with body, brain, and then the mind. And we can talk about mind with a lot of ways, you know, all the chitta vritti nirodha, with the characteristics of the mind, where all the qualities of the mind we achieve. Practice of all those experience, the transformation will come. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. These are all happening in the mind. These are not happening in yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. That's very internal. Those are out external, but internal is happening. Focus, meditation, concentration, self-esteem, willpower. You know, that's transformation, the samadhi. It's coming again, the storytelling at the end, going into the sannyasa at the end. Think about this, and inner happiness at the end. Because that freedom, finding that freedom, the tranquility, you just cannot achieve transcendence. It's a process going through that. So 8 limbs is a structural framework. If we can follow, we really can get the transform our life. Transformation will happen with integrity, authenticity. Possibility is come, and we got to experience that possibility. Possibility is not easy though. You know, who comes that time? A lot of in the mind, those negative qualities are coming. Those we call, anything we can call rackets or turmoil. You know, the turmoils are when we're kids, even right now, all the time we want validation from others. That if someone is not telling me I look pretty, I will continuously try myself hard enough to look pretty. So even I don't want to make that change, I will make that change. Think how many kids go through that. And what does that mean? You know, it's a self-acceptance is very hard for them, because you can't change where you belongs and belongings, but you got to appreciate. You got to stand for it. That's what the big problem sometimes. All the way at the end, we go through a lot of. We are immigrant here, immigrant citizen here, and I know a lot of families go through that ups and downs because of just to adjust in the different culture, different country. Sometimes it's very harsh to say. Kids are not happy that my grandmother looks like that, my mother looks like that, my father looks like, my grandfather behaves like that. It's nothing you can change that. You have to happy about it. They care for you. They're trying to give you best life. Then fear comes. From that fear comes. That fear within, it takes a long time. I still remember. I mean, when I left my country to come here, very young girl. And everyone ask me now, what did you feel? I had so much fear that time. I didn't want to express my fear to anybody because my lack of confidence was fear, but I was trying to pretend that everything is fine with my being, you know, new place, that I cannot associate with anybody or connect with anybody. But now I had everybody, but now we are all living alone, of course. Now I'm feeling comfortable. I'm not afraid. So many from my life people are missing. But the fear did not hold me back. You have to outgrow that fear. And that's where that possibility of transformation happens. Then it's come social image. That's a big problem with the social image. It affects your mental, spiritual, and physical body. It's really a fact. I'm using all these words if listeners can hear and if they can connect with any word. I want you guys to look back within yourself and please start working and start writing, start developing. We are pure soul when we are born. We all have a potential. We all have a creative power. We are stopping. We're trying to get validation from the social life and who we meet every day or the friends. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame your family. They care for you. That's why they are telling what they are saying. I'm a mother and I know that. But you can listen and you can just go forward with your life. Okay, next one. Michele, what was your question? You had a question.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You just said so much that was so beautiful. I want to go back just for a second with the non-coveting, because your example with the dolls, I think about our world today. I mean, if there was ever a time, I guess globally, especially here in the United States right now too, where we're being sort of forced to, look at things that maybe we didn't necessarily think that we coveted, but we certainly did covet, right? Because a lot of things are being stripped away from us. I mean, more and more, especially here in California with now it's hard to practice even outside because of the air quality, and now people have lost their jobs and they're losing their homes, and so there's a lot of like you said, possibility and opportunities for us to really sort of, like you said, we're in this survival energy, but it is giving us an opportunity to reflect on what it is, are we idolizing, coveting something?
Yes.
100%.
Each one is different because we all have a different, aspects of, or we have a different situation. So we cannot generalize anything, but as long as we just focus on ourselves only, there is a possibility, definitely. There is an opportunity. Yeah, it's just, we just caught up with what we had and comparing with what we didn't have it. Stop doing that. But what we have to make the most possible, outcome, if we can, then we get the best result out of that situation. Stop looking outside. Stop look what is there for you.
Yeah.
And, learn. If you want to learn something, you learn, like more. This is the opportunity. We were all stuck at home. If you could use more time to read more books and grow with your knowledge, it's going to help you. And there is so much opportunity online to do some new work and do it.
Right.
If you have that skill, if you don't have the skill, learn. This is the time, learn. So I just always say that learning is all your life. It's never been, never end in there. Yes.
Yeah. I just want to add
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, it seems like right now with what you're saying, we have such a sweet spot in it. And I think it's a choice. And I find it fascinating that you're talking about this because, for all of us, right, when we think about, okay, the studio, for instance, in my case, could open in September. And I'm so excited about that. But at the same time, there's another part of me going, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have time to get such and such done, right? A new hobby or something. You know what I mean? I
want to mention one big thing over here is like, because we are all coming from yoga background as a yoga teacher, and our life depends on the earning from the yoga. And believe me or not, I just want to reflect back on my life. I'm talking about 35 years back or 30 years back, just to keep it that easy, that when first time I came here, And earning with yoga, just teaching yoga and earning money and earning living, it was not admirable. And it was, no one could think even that's possible. And right now, most of the profession is trying to become, second job as a yoga teacher. And I feel like, honestly, it's good to the other professions are coming and acknowledging us, but the people who already have studio or their life was changed and started doing the earning with the yoga, and the studio owners and the family they supported, I mean, it cannot be free, I mean, they can have some to help who cannot always we do that, because as a yoga teaching we come from that kind of a authentic self that's giving as a karma classes and stuff, but we need to start respecting this profession and who are there before. I mean, I'm talking about because of many studios I'm speaking, and it's because of being closed down. I mean, even Michael have gone through that. Michael shut down the studio. I mean, I went first time there. And you, Michele, you're one of the successful studio owner in this California state, and especially Northern California. I mean, you worked hard and you put your life to it. And I know every year I was there and I saw things were moving. And you're trying to do things better. And just right before that, this whole thing happened. Now you put it on the, outside. I mean, you're trying to provide the community. I mean, community should appreciate that. I mean, I'm sure they should. And you try to provide this breathing classes to connect with the world this time, which is free, and you're still offering. I mean, you have some definitely costs that need it. I mean, it's like it's need that. I mean, we all need to hear this, because a lot of time we don't talk about it. But I mean, this is yoga teacher and prominent studio owner. I'm not talking about famous. I'm talking about having the studio in your community. You are helping everybody's wellness, health, physical health, and mental health. And if you are able to provide that now, I mean, more community support you need now than ever.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm speaking behalf of this because I feel that, and I see so many studios because of the circumstances is not able to do it.
Yeah.
Somehow we just need to think about this as a practitioners. Yes.
Yeah.
I know we are getting close to it, but we haven't reached the 4 pillars of success. But we are going to leave today behind with everybody before the meditation, the 4 pillars of success, because we will have this continuation of more in life. The 4 pillars of success, all the business owners, even in your life, hey, part of life is whatever you do, your work is business, right? Passion. I'm very much believer in passion. I'm going to leave with 4P for you. So just remember, plan of action. Without plan of action, passion will not work. Plan of action. The third one is called persistence. In yoga, we can call intensity. So the persistence in spite of difficulties. So you are constantly, you got to try. And the last one is called perseverance. The perseverance needs to happen. You have to be faithful. It's called steadfastness. So it's a faithful to your work. So not quitting. So 4P, again, I'm repeating: passion, plan of action, persistent, perseverance. So this 4P is our framework for how to find success, 4 pillars of success. Now, is it a time for questions, or anybody has any questions?
Michele or anybody that's listening, do you have any questions that have come up along the way? Rajashree, I know one of the things that we talked about in the past too is what I wrote down as attention, gratitude, and kindness.
That's the last things we really need to work on. The intention, gratitude, and the kindness. That's going to be my focus on my meditation today, because we're putting intention, and gratitude is all about. That's what is authenticity is all about. Because gratitude, without gratitude, many things never we actually achieve. Because if you are not having, like for your family, for your teacher, for your life, it's called appreciation. Because I'm going to give you example. Like, no matter how difficult my life is, I have to be gratitude towards people who put me in path and where I am today. Even my life may not be comfortable, may life be difficulties. I'm going through maybe very, very stressful time, very difficult time, maybe last 5-6 years, but everything we have to look at it, personal growth and having the gratitude for the time and the space and that area around me. Because if I don't have it, then I can't let myself forward anymore towards the kindness. Is kindness with others, kindness with yourself. I'm going to be too hard on myself. That's what the biggest thing is about, that when you put the intention out there, if you're without intention, if you are not, when you have intention without gratitude, you cannot achieve the kindness. You're going to get always hurt, means you are going to harm yourself constantly. Because gratitude is called forgiveness. And if you don't have to forget, I'm not telling you, but with the gratitude, we're going to have situation that where I am today, where I can take myself forward, where I was and where I am today. If there is a mistake, accept it, change it, correct, move forward. But that's where we always, on all of us, when we are young, we don't want to take our mistake. We want to acknowledge our mistake. And if we can do it, and I remember that many families, I have seen this. My family was very much all the time, like very careful about me, because that's the Indian traditions are always restriction. But if you give a little freedom, kids will have a chance to do a mistake and they will grow. And that's a very much way of, not so much. I mean, I'm not talking about extreme East and West discipline of kids, raising kids is a very different way. We are in a structure that we feel like, oof, we want to change. And here we are in no structure and we feel like, okay, and then, so I'm just giving really wide, like a explanation if that happened. That's really happening. Many cases, many families. But where I am studying, like, again, goes back to belongings. And what am I doing today? Am I moving forward or am I keep moving backward? That's what I'm talking about gratitude. And if gratitude about your life, I'm not even talking about it. You have to be gratitude towards any person. If you don't want to show that, that's wrong. That's wrong. Everyone comes to your life, makes a difference. Everyone comes is meaningful. Everyone, everybody touched your life. Everybody make a difference in your life. It's my eyes not to see that. My eyes not to accept that. I'm talking about everybody. It's just we have to figure out that, like in yoga, we always say, when you start yoga, where was your strength? Where is your flexibility? Where is your balance? After doing 1 year or 6 months regular practice, where did you achieve? So it's not about you starting 4 years old. It's not about starting 50 years old. Even 4 years old, you can lose it all the way in the middle. And 50 years old, you can start and you can still achieve it because you have a continuous gratitude and you had the intention put up there to improve. That's where the main thing. And all about in life is pain. So kindness comes without pain. Kindness can begin with pain, but when kindness comes, you recognize the pain and you don't put attention into the pain. Because pain is a growth in life. So intention, gratitude, and the kindness, those three key words we need to learn as a term in our life every day to go within your spiritual life.
Yeah.
How to progress your spiritual domain. So we are living with 4 words for finding the success. And that is passion, plan of action, persistence, perseverance. And for the life, we are for spiritual domain to, to make it happier, intention, gratitude, kindness.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else have any other thoughts or brief questions that I'd like to address before we do our meditation? Michele, do you have anything else?
I'm good. That was beautiful.
Perfect. So why not? Don't play the music now. Let's close your eyes. And I just wanted to say a few things. And is it Michael? Are you playing the music?
Not yet. Just you tell me when.
No, don't play yet. I
Okay.
will end with the music. Then we're not going to come back. We're just going to say bye. So let me have you all close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Be comfortable. Keep your spine straight. When our spine straight, we can relax and we can flow the energy all the way. Balance out. So take it 2 inhale, 3 exhale. Take it 3 inhale, 4 exhale. Take it 4 inhale, 6 exhale. Take it 3 inhale. And when you inhale and exhale, first one, think about your intention. So start again. Inhale, intention. Exhale, kindness. Three, inhale, intention. 4, exhale, kindness. Again, 3, intention. 5, exhale, gratitude. Again, 4, intention. 5, again, gratitude. Anything can come in your mind. Anything. Now slowly, 6, gratitude, inhale. And 6, kindness. Again, 6, gratitude. 6, kindness. I'm grateful for my life. I am surrounded by healthy choices and positive people. We are meditating under the guidance of Lord, whose divine light illumes all realms of our life. Breathe, inhale with prayer. Breathe out with blessings. Blessings is not giving up your power. Take the blessings for the people. You have difficulties. Try to forgive them. They will come close to you more. Pray for them. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from mortality to immortality. This is perfect. That is perfect. Perfection arises from the perfect. When perfection is taken from the perfect, perfection still remains. Michael, you can start. Om, peace, amen.
Hope.
Little bit louder.
The song that I came to sing remains unsung to this day. I have spent my days in stringing and unstringing my instrument. The time has not come true. The words have not been rightly set. Only there is the agony of wishing in my heart. The blossom has not opened, only the wind is singing by. I have not seen his face, neither have I listened to his voice. Only I have heard his gentle footsteps from the road before my house. The livelong day has passed in spreading his seat on the floor, but the lamp has not been lit, and I cannot ask him into my house. I live in the hope of meeting with him, but this meeting is not yet. I have had my invitation to this world's festival, and my life has been blessed. My eyes have seen, and my ears have heard. It was my part at this feast to play upon my instrument, and I have done all I could. Now I ask, has this time come at last, when I may go in and see your face and offer you my silent salutation?
Thank you, everybody. Namaste. We all can hope and pray. Let's hope and pray for safe and better world and peace.
That I talk to, they're often.
Go ahead, Micah. Go ahead, Mike.
No, that was another recording that automatically started after the meditation. So I had to shut it off real quick. So
No
this
problem.
has been really wonderful, Rajashree. Thank you for your time and providing us some thoughts and ideas and insights. And Michele, thank you again for hosting this through BYSJ Everywhere. You're a wonderful example of service to the community, not only locally, but around the world as well. So greatly appreciated. And thank you everybody for being here. Feel free to share this with other people. And it will be on Facebook, will be on your YouTube page too, Michele?
Yeah.
Great.
On our YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
All of our, yeah.
Yeah. And it'd be nice to do more of these. I feel so liberated every time we have these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is definitely 2020. No, it's interesting that it's called 2020 because your insights, Rajashree, they actually ring louder in a year where we are peeling away of a lot of external.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
When we reach 20, think about it. Everything makes difference.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks again.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Namaste.
Namaste.